I, 33 meters, just found out my fiancé, 29F, of 9 years cheated on me for several years, need advice. I'm a total ducking wreck right now. I'm sorry if this is a jumbled mess, I just am in complete shock and need some advice. My fiancé, Heather, and I have been together since we were 24 and 20. We met each other when she started working at my place of employment and immediately hit it off. Within a few months we moved in together and happily lived together for 3 years. When I was 28 I got an amazing job opportunity out of state. It came during a great time because our lease was just ending, so I decided to take the offer. Heather initially was going to come with me but decided to temporarily stay behind to help her family take care of her sick grandma. After her grandmother passed away, several other familial obligations kept coming up, so she never ended up joining me permanently. I was gone for nearly 4 years, but we stayed in a long distance, what I thought was a committed relationship the entire time, with her periodically living with me for a few months at a time. Tonight I decided to finish up my Christmas shopping and remembered that Heather had talked about wanting to buy a particular camera lens in an email earlier this year but needed to pay off some bills first. I no longer have access to that email account but thought I would be an amazing ducking boyfriend and find a way to get her the expensive gift that I knew she would love, so I decided to see if she still had the email in her sent folder. We live together again and share everything, so I honestly didn't think it was an invasion of privacy or anything, but I ended up discovering that she was cheating on me for almost the entire duration that I was gone. I'm completely gutted. From what I can tell, the guy lives out of state, and based on their communication I don't think they ever met up, but after doing a bunch of digging I am disgusted with what I've found and have no doubts that she cheated on me. Her email was full of videos of him ducking, jerking off, disgusting poop she sent him, explicit conversations, plans for a future together, etc. What makes me the most angry/upset is she even saved screenshots and audio recordings of Skype conversations and whatnot that they had. For what reason, I don't know, but it's clear to me that she loved this guy at one point. After spending the last 5+ hours searching frantically through all her personal information like a disgusting ducking creep while she sleeps, it appears that their relationship ended at least a year ago. Which makes sense, because that's not too long after I got back in town. Now that I know all this, it's so obvious and I feel like a giant jackass. All those times when she was too tired to talk or was busy with family stuff, she was just talking to that butthole. I just don't know what I should do. We just moved into our new house together this summer, we have pets together, all our finances are intertwined, we're supposed to leave in a few days to spend a week with my family for Christmas and then a week with hers, and our wedding is scheduled for next fall. What the duck am I supposed to do? Is this something that counseling could even get us through? A part of me just wants to pretend I never found any of this out because it's going to completely duck up my whole life, but I know I will never be able to look at her the same way again. Should I just fume about it in secret for the next few weeks so I don't ruin our family's Christmases and then deal with it? I'm so pissed off right now, but I don't want to make any rash decisions. As much as I hate my fiancé in this moment, she's all I've ever loved for the last 9 years, and if there's some way to make this work I'm willing to try. I just logically don't know how I'll ever forget the conversations they had. Please help. TL, doctor, my fiancé cheated on me with a guy online for over 3 years while we were long distance, not sure if the relationship is able to be salvaged. Hi guys, I promise to love you if you like, comment, and subscribe. Thank the ducking gods that she is just a fiancé. Imagine if you were married, oh god, the legal battle to divorce would suck so much. I, 30M, just found out my wife, 27, of 3 years likes my best friend, 31, of 17 years, but my best friend never said anything and now I feel betrayed. In the beginning it took a while for my wife to open up to my best friend. She finally warmed up to him and they've been talking to each other for several months now. I was definitely okay with this because I've been wanting them to be friends. I always felt guilty leaving her at home while I hung out with him because she was too shy to talk to him. A few days ago I was using my wife's phone while she was in the shower because my phone was charging and I needed to look something up real quick. She received a text from my best friend, which I intended to ignore at first, but the content of the text caught my eye. Apparently, She confessed that she liked him and she was asking him how he felt about her. It felt like a kick in the stomach at this point. His response, the text she got while I was on her phone, was that he thinks she's an awesome girl but he doesn't want to say anything to her that would affect my friendship with him, and hurting me is the last thing he would ever do. He told her he still wanted to be friends with her. I skimmed the previous texts and some of it looked inappropriate. That was all I read before getting dressed and going out for a walk to think things through. I feel betrayed by my wife, but she hasn't made a move, so I don't know if this is considered cheating. I decided to wait and see if my friend would say anything about this to me, but he hasn't, and that itself feels like another betrayal. He acts like nothing is going on. I thought about his response to her and I think he's probably keeping this a secret to keep me from getting hurt and to prevent drama between me and my wife. And I appreciate that he didn't reciprocate her feelings, but I feel like he secretly does. I don't know how to feel at this point, honestly. I'm still in shock and disbelief. Why hasn't my best friend said anything to me? Is this considered cheating on my wife's end? TL, doctor, my wife told my best friend she has feelings for him. His response was he didn't want to say anything to her that could affect our friendship, but he still wanted to be friends with her. My friend kept this all a secret. I feel betrayed by my wife, but I feel like she hasn't technically cheated. I feel betrayed by my best friend, but I feel like he's trying to protect me from getting hurt and getting in between my marriage. I think I'm too afraid to face the truth. She was planning on cheating. Whether or not she did, it should be clear from her text that she was looking to cheat. Go easy on your friend, he has your best intentions in mind, and may just needed time to think about how he should approach this. It is never easy when faced with potentially ending a good friend's marriage. Me, 21M, with my GF, 23F, of 3 years, she had silly lesbian romance with her friend. Me, 21M, and my girlfriend, 23F, are in a healthy relationship of 3 years. We have our ups and downs, but we both want to stay in the relationship. The only problem is our romance live, mainly the fact that my GF, Rose, has a low libido, maybe romance once a week, and I would like to do it every other day. 2 weeks ago I came back after 1.5 week of traveling through Spain and I was excited to see Rose again. I initiated romance but got rejected a couple of days in a row. We had some arguments. She said I only wanted romance in a relationship and I said she never wanted. In practice she never initiates anymore, and every time we have romance I feel like she's not into it and only has romance to make me stay with her. 5 days after returning from the trip she went to the bar where we both worked to have a party with all the women who work there, because one of them was going to leave the place. The plan they had was to have some drinks at our workplace and then go to another bar. The day after I met her, she lives 1 minute away from me, and she was hungover as duck, telling me a co-worker/friend of ours, let's call her Maxie, 22F, crashed at her place, and in her bed, because they were too silly. Seriously hungover, both had been puking multiple times and Maxie was too ill to leave the bed. Rose said they went to 4 different bars, had about 15 beers and countless shots, and in the last poopy bar she and Maxie kissed and that she was sorry. I was a bit taken aback, but it didn't bother me that much. Yesterday, 2 weeks later, she hosted a house party and drank way too much again. I helped her with her hangover today because she's still awake at the moment, puking and being ill. After I cared for her she started crying and saying I was too good for her. She told me that the time Maxie slept in her bed they had romance. Maxie ate her out and they fingered each other, kissed and touched each other up. She said they both seriously regret it but they were afraid to tell their boyfriends. I asked Rose if she wanted it to happen and she said she always wanted to try it with a girl but not while she was in a relationship with me. She said she was super silly and it kind of happened, duck that bullpoop. At the one hand I don't really care, I don't feel as strongly about it as if she had romance with another man. If that happened I would have broken up on the spot, but I'm seriously ducking, pissed and annoyed. She doesn't want to have romance with me but she does with her friends? She doesn't tell me for 2 weeks? I love Rose a lot and she loves me and I don't really want to break up with her but I'm considering it. For me a pretty big part of a relationship is not having romance with other people. And I want to tell Maxie's boyfriend, I'm pretty close friends with Maxie and her boyfriend, I looked after their cat a few days ago, that our girlfriends cheated with each other, but I don't know how to break it to him. Rose told me Maxie had cheated with other women on other occasions, some of them friends, and she told her boyfriend of some of them but not all. I messaged Maxie that I knew about her and Rose and that I wanted her boyfriend to know. TL, Doctor, my 21M girlfriend, 23F, had super silly lesbian romance with one of her best friends, 22F. I don't know what to do. Cheating is cheating up. If it is a deal breaker for you, then break up. The gender of the other person doesn't matter. So, she cheated on you. Whether the other guy was in fact a girl is irrelevant. The next question is, how do you feel about being cheated on?